death, her mother was already buried. That is, I don't know what can qualify the sort of pain that person is going to feel throughout, like growing up. The trauma, the anger, the sadness, the bitterness. You just want something. You can't lay your hand on that thing. The cry for family, I yearn for family, that justifies it. Just think about the emotional weight of what they did. Like, they might think she was a child, but trust me, she was traumatized by that. Hello, welcome back to Life 101. My name is Betty Hamzat. If you're seeing my video for the very first time, please kindly like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Today, I want us to talk about the late Nollywood actress Temitope Osoba. I did a previous video about the controversies surrounding her death, but today's video is slightly different. It's not talking about her death, it's talking about her life from when she was age 5 and some of what I can call trauma following a story with Biola Bayo on Talk to Be. I just want us to talk about trauma, childhood trauma, but I don't want this video to just be another discussion about a celebrity who has died. No, I want us to look at something much deeper, So I was just watching on the internet and a video with Biola Bayo popped up, an interview on Talk to Be popped up. So the interview Temitope Osoba gave Biola Bayo on Talk to Be. And on that interview, I saw a few things I would like us to look at. Because sometimes when someone dies, we go back to the things they said while they were alive. And suddenly we hear the pain that perhaps we didn't fully understand at the time they were going through it, And Tope said a story of a little girl who desperately wanted something many children take for granted. Many of us were raised by our mom and dad. Many of us lived with our parents, a mother and a father, a family, a place where you truly felt like you belonged there, where you have siblings, mom, dad, family, and you feel like, yes, this is my home, this is my personal space. It's not a grandma, it's not a granddad, it's not an auntie, it's my mommy and my daddy. According to the children, they will call them mommy and daddy, So she said some things that I thought was a bit painful for her. So in that interview, Tope spoke about losing her father and about her childhood. She explained that when she was around 5 years old.
Growing up, I grew up with my grandma because my parents had me at a very young age. Everybody was still with mommy and daddy. So I grew up with my grandma and everything. I wanted to be with my mom, but some grandparents can be somehow. So I wasn't able to be with my mom till I lost my dad in 2000, yes. And I'm like, okay, I wasn't really close to my dad. So there was nothing really much to feel. I was still kind of young. All that was registered in my head was my mommy. When a child wants her mommy, is her mommy. Nobody else matters. So it was just all about my mom. And then I was like, okay, my dad is dead now. Let me go meet my mom. And then that was the beginning of the war.
So what was the restriction?
They just didn't want me to be with my mom, because there was no relationship between my mom and my dad anymore, and that was.
You were with your paternal.
Me and my maternal grandparents and everything, and my mom. So I lived with it. I didn't have a choice. I was still young, so I had to, succumb to whatever she had to do. But then I kept going, and then in 2003, I lost my mom, and that was the final straw for me.
I don't know why, because I kept trying to think about it. Why was she taken? It was almost forcefully, because she kept trying to run back to her mom, and she said how really difficult it was for them to just allow her go back to her mom. Why was that? I don't know. At that age, children don't understand adult disagreements or complicated family situations. It's none of the children's business. All they know is they have a mom, they have a dad, and they want to be with their parents. I want my mommy. That's what the kid will say. And according to Tope's account, she desperately wanted to be with her mother, her biological mother, And years later, her mother died. But perhaps one of the most heartbreaking parts of her story was that she said she wasn't immediately told. She was told after her mom was buried. Like, she was told after her mom was already buried. By the time Temitope learned about her mother's death, her mother was already buried. That is, I don't know what can qualify the sort of pain that person is going to feel throughout, like growing up. The trauma, the anger, the sadness, the bitterness. You just want something. You can't lay your hand on that thing. The cry for family, I yearn for family, that justifies it. Just think about the emotional weight of what they did. Like, they might think she was a child, but trust me, she was traumatized by that. There was no final goodbye, no last embrace. She had no opportunity to say the things she might want to say to her mom. The mother she had spent so much of her childhood longing for was suddenly gone. Okay, let me even say it the way she said it. So she was age 5 when her mom was a late teenager. At about 18 years old, the mom gave birth to her. The dad was also a very young dad. And she said they gave birth to her and she was living with her mom. And when she turned 5, her dad's family came to take her grandmom from her paternal grandparents, came to take her from her mom. And they said she had to live with them now for some reasons, I don't know. And it was almost like they forcefully took her, because according to this video, she really wanted to be with her mom. But at age 5, what can she do? They took her home. So while she was there, she said she did not feel like that place was home for her. Even though I don't think she was being maltreated. I think it was just a child who really wanted to be with her mom. And she was deprived of this for a long time. She talks about how she ran out of the house, and if she goes to her mom would say, I don't want problems from your grandparents, go back to them. That for me doesn't sit well, because why? You are the biological mom of this child, even if you're a teenager. Why would someone forcefully take your child from you? That wasn't right at all. And maybe they have their reasons. I'm not judging, but this is just according to Temitope's interview. Not my words. According to her interview, she wasn't happy at all for being taken from her mom in that manner. And now Temitope said on her way going one day, she was just looking for where to go. She wanted to be with her mom. If not with her mom, she doesn't want to be anywhere else except with her mom. She doesn't want to be with any family member. If she's not with her mom, then she can as well just be wherever on the streets.
At that stage, after losing my parents, then the whole fun of growing up started fading off, because I started facing life challenges all by myself. When I'm like, okay, my mom is dead now, I didn't know what to do anymore, because I didn't like where I was. So I had to get into the streets. That was when I started, okay, but I was chased out of the house anyway, because I was insisting that, okay, I want to go be with my mom. My dad is dead. Okay, let me go be with my mom. Like, okay, next time you mention that you're getting out of this house, I'm like, okay, why don't you let me just go now? Okay, so I was sent out of the house, and
by your grandma.
By my grandma. Where will I go to? So I saw a club. I'm like, okay, this place there are people here. Let me just be here, and at least don't let me go where there's nobody. So some girls now came to me. They were like, fine girl, what are you doing? I said, I came to look for somebody in Lagos. I lost my address, and they were like, Meanwhile, where I was just like a few minutes away from home, but I didn't know where I needed somewhere to sleep. So these girls, they took me in. Till today, one of them, we're still friends. One of the girls were really, really cool friends. She now took me in 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, a week. She was like, what's up? Where are you going to? Where exactly is the place? And then I had to tell her, like, look, I don't want to go home. My grandma is this, my grandma is that. They're like, okay, we understand.
And she said she found a nightclub and walked into there, and she made friends with the people there, and she started to stay with them. And that was how her life started with these people on the street. And she talked about how the grandma would beat her up, how she went to see her mom, not even knowing that her mom was going to pass away soon. She found a way to go see her mom, and then she couldn't even recognize her mom, because at the time the mom had fallen sick, really, really ill, and she had lost her dad. At the point when she lost her dad, she asked to go to her mom. They still said no. At the point when her mom was sick, she pleaded to go to her mom. They still said no.
I mean, you know when you fix we one, you know the first of all called one gelati salemo we one give everything to body me share by. I'm like, I've been in my mom's place. Okay, take me there. If they say they did not see me, because those also don't want wahala. If they say they did not see me, anything you want to do, they're like, they finish beating me. I was on Gorima pa. When I got there, my grandma was like, my mom couldn't even talk, but she had to just, respond somehow. Like, anyway, still, I lost my mom 2 weeks after.
Oh, you'd have wished you were still there.
I was like, she was like, I'm low. And they took me away. So Muslims now, they bury like ASAP, So I think they were doing maybe 8 days old. I think after 2 weeks, one of my aunts, my dad's kid sister's husband, said, they took me there to a papa because that place is more secured. They have security. My aunt's husband was chairman of our local government, so there was security, police, so I can't run away. At least at the gate, they will ask me, where are you going to? So I was there. So he was the one who came to my room and said, your mommy said they should bring you. I was so happy. I was like, finally, once you agree, Koloduro ti mommy. Ashe mommy mi ti ku, tó ti sin. What is Ọlọ́run?
The only child.
I swear. And they called. They were like, wọ́n ti kú, ẹ jẹ́ kó máa mú, Andolapo ti kú, ẹ jẹ́ kó máa kí Tópẹ́ máa bọ̀. They did not do anything. So with that, I had this very thing in my mind, like I became very, 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 very hard. I became very hard. I said,
I don't understand the reason. Like, I don't think African parents understand trauma. I don't think they understand trauma truly, truly, because if a child is yearning so much for the mom and the dad is already late, which she didn't really have much relationship with anyways, the mom is now unwell, sick. They don't understand emotional intelligence. Like, they still deprive this child from going to the mom. She sneaked to see her mom. She came back. She said she got badly beaten. They even cut her hair that she was bleeding. They took her back to her mom. And they told the mom she still cannot stay. And the mom was very healed that the mom couldn't even talk properly because she was so unwell. They still took her away from there, even at that point. And then they took her to her uncle at 1004 who tried to sexually abuse her.
So I was, okay, then my grandma came one day and then she arrested me. I'm like, you know what? I don't want to stay with my grandmother. I can be anywhere else but not in my grandma's house. So they took me to my uncle's house in 1004. I started living with him. So my uncle started, coming to me and, trying to harass me sexually. I'm like,
your uncle?
I'm like, okay, I can't go through this again.
Wait, hold on. Your uncle?
Yes, my uncle. My dad, my paternal, cousin, uncle, my dad's cousin. So I was like, I can't go through this. No. So I told one of my other uncles, his own brother, I'm like, this is what is going on. Then he was like, when they suggested that you should come and stay here, he said he wanted to be but
he wasn't married.
No, as at that time. Family.
She left there, and according to her anger started when her mom then eventually died and was buried behind her back, the only child of her parents.
And then in 2003, I lost my mom, and that was the final straw for me. I'm like, okay.
Well, at what age was that?
I think I was about 16.
Your mom was what age?
My mom died when she was 34. Yes, I lost my mom at the age of 34. She was still a chick. She was still a baby too. Yeah.
And your dad at what age?
My dad died. My dad was close to 40. Yeah, my dad was also in his early 30s when he died. Yes.
She wasn't allowed to bury her parents. She wasn't even allowed to spend time with them. So her life was from her parents was just totally deprived. And she was kept with her grandma. Not that she hated her grandma, but for the fact that she wanted her parents so bad, she became resentful towards her grandma and their family. And I think that resentment went on for a long time, even to her adulthood. And that kind of settles the fact that she wanted a family so bad. I'm just saying what trauma can lead to. When you see people in a bad marriage and they are unable to leave the marriage, it's not because they cannot leave. They've been through some trauma. Like if you watch this, what's this girl's name? Wumi Toriola's movie. I can't remember the title now. The one that she did with Debbie Shokoya. That the mom wanted her to be with her husband so bad that even when she left her husband, even when the sister's husband killed, the sister killed her husband and went to jail, even when Wumi Toriola's husband was misbehaving, took everything that belonged to her, went with another woman, he came back, the mom still made her go back to that because the society has so much stigmatized single parenthood. They stigmatize people who are responsibly looking after their kids, which I don't think that should be the case, because in that Wumi Toriola's movie, I remember that the mom wanted her to just, the mom kept saying, oh, the society were, they were stigmatizing her, they were counting her husbands, that she's married 2 or 3 times. I think she had 3 of them for 3 different fathers, and she got badly judged by the society that she didn't want her kids to leave their husband's house, even if it took their blood. That's what trauma can do. That's what trauma can cause in the life of a person. So in Temitope's case, just yearning for a family. Okomi, family. She told the woman, the Olusho of the White Garment Church, Kehinde Osoba, the estranged family that she met online. She told the woman, she said, can you adopt me? For me, I had goosebumps when I was hearing all those things. Like after watching Biola's Bayo's video and then seeing how things turned out for her, understanding that this is a girl who has been going through this pain. She has carried this trauma on for a long time, and trauma can make people make bad choices. It could be bad choices in marriage, in friendship, sometimes you see something wrong, you don't even understand it's wrong because of your traumas. So I feel like our trauma made her to yearn for family, even though these families wanted her so much. But I feel like the resentment to say that you didn't let her spend time with our family, our mom and dad, even the mom's family, then this is not what I want. I want my mom and dad. And I think that resentment, she put it on all of them, both the mom side and the dad side. And I don't think it made her to have like a very good relationship with all these people. Even though they meant well, they were kind to her, they wanted to look after her, they showed up for her at all times. But the pain, the burden of carrying that heartbreak from a childhood, of being deprived of just being with the people you love the most, I don't want to imagine it. Like, it's so sad. I saw this video, I wept for her. I was like, why did they do that? Why? Even if someone's mom is the worst mom on earth, like, as long as the mom is not dangerous to her, it's not like her life, it's not like the mom can kill her, why couldn't she live with the mom? Those are questions that I'm sure she had on her mind for a long time, and they were not answered. And that led to the resentment. She said her grandma, she owes the grandma nothing. She owes the family nothing. She even referred to some of the mom's family as they're not so kind, that her car was in one of her auntie's house. They didn't call her to come and take it. I don't think she meant it that way. I think it's just the resentment, the pain, the sorrow, the sadness of living in a house where you don't feel, even though they were looking after her, you just know your mom is somewhere. Why could a child have been deprived so much? Even at the point of death, Temitope was not allowed to stay with her mom. Even during death, if the woman had died, why can't she just go there and bury and pay the last respect and bury her mom? She said at the time she was around age 16 when her mom died. And probably her mom would have been age 34. Even her dad was less than 40, according to her. And come to think that Temitope Osoba died at 40. Her mom was 34 or 36. Her dad was less than 40. She also just about 40. It's so sad that the same pattern, the same death pattern, the same, but this video is not about that. It's not about the pattern it's just about that trauma that she went through. As parents, let's understand trauma. Let's not put our children through traumatic situations. Even as grandparents, let's listen to our grandchildren, listen to our children. Don't make them suffer. Don't make them suffer emotionally because of adult disagreements. These children don't know much about what is going on between all you adults, and because they don't know these things, it's none of their business. Don't put them in the middle. Don't put them there. Don't let them suffer. Don't suffocate them in the name of you're trying to. I don't know what this was about, but it was so sad. She said that was where her pain started from. She said it clearly. She said if she was a man, she would have been worse. That if she was a male, she would have been really, really terrible and worse, and she would have done a lot of worse things. And when she went to her uncle's house at 1004 and the uncle tried to abuse her, she said, I don't want to go through this again. She used the word again, which means she had been through such abuse, probably within the family. Sherry, kò sẹ́ni tó lè mọ́mọ́ wò bí àwọn tó bí ọmọ yẹn. Òbí ọmọ, wọn ò bá jà bírùn, wọn ò bá jẹ́ whatever. Òbí ọmọ ló lè mọ́mọ́ wò dáadáa ní ọ̀nà tó tọ́ tó yẹ. So don't ever deprive a child from being with the biological parents. No matter how powerful you are, no matter how influential, how rich you are, no matter what power you think you have over that family, don't do that. Allow that child grow with the mom. Let her bury her mom. She would have been happier if she spent time with her mom and dad. However, I wasn't there. I don't know what the story is. I don't know what surrounded the circumstance. Why? I want to believe they must have a very strong reason. But for me, no reason is enough, except if they were dangerous to the child's life, if they could cause the child harm. That is all. Even if you take a parent to the courts, if you take them to, you sue them and you take them to whatever court, both in UK, in America, and Nigeria, I don't think any court will grant a grandparent the custody of another parent's child when those parents are alive and they are mentally okay. Even if they're the poorest on earth, nobody is allowed to snatch another person's child forcefully and take that child away, even against the child's wish, even if the mom was so scared and couldn't stop them, which I don't even understand why she couldn't fight to have her child back. Like, parents will fight with their last blood to have their children back. So, but in that family situation, I don't know what was going on. Even the mom's aunties, Auntie Pedro and the other auntie, they were saying it that she was 5 when they came to take her and they were just watching. They couldn't say anything. One of the aunties said it could be probably because the mom only had 2 children and, the dad was late. Maybe that was why. But even at that, I'm still saying as a mom, please look after your children by yourself. Don't let your children go through traumas. Don't let them go and live in grandma, granddad, auntie, uncle against their will. Ask the child. Before you make decisions about a child, ask the child, sit them down. Yes, they're children. As adults, sometimes we feel like children you can make decisions for children, but I like discussions. Even my child that is 10 years old, I like to sit him down and say, this is what I want you to do. This is what we'll talk about it. My 10 years old is writing, when my daughter was going to write her exam 2 years ago, when she was in year 5 or 6, I remember sitting my daughter down and saying, I want you to write this exam. And she asked me, oh, what's it about? I explained it to her. I told her the importance. I told her the advantage of it. I told her the benefits, the good side of it, the things she will gain. And I told her what will be the struggle, what will be the difficulties. She was only age 10. Some parents will say, what's the point? She's my child. Just book the exam. Let her go. No, look after your children's emotions. Don't just deal with them like they're animals. We were also children. Don't just deal with your children like they're animals, like they're not human. These things can become traumas in their life. Sit your children down. Have discussion with your child, especially when they turn like age 8, 9, 10. Before you make decisions about them, discuss it with them. I was talking to my son about the schools I wanted him to go to that we're looking at for his secondary school. He's going to be in secondary school next year, my last child. And I was talking to him about, oh, these are our choices of schools for you. And he was asking me, why do you prefer this? And I was explaining to him. And he said to me, oh, Mom, I don't like only boys' school. I was even surprised. I was like, oh, I never knew you would have like options. I thought he didn't know much about these things. And he was like, no, I don't like only boys' school. I want to be in a school where there are girls and there are boys. It feels normal. He said, but when it's just all boys, it doesn't look normal. He said, Mom, I live in my house with my mom and my dad. When we go to church, I see women, girls, boys, I see everybody. I don't want to be confined in an environment where all I see is just boys. Considering what is happening in this world now, I would listen to that child. I will listen to him. I will put him in a mixed school because I love discussion. And when he told me his reasons why he doesn't want a single sex school, I reasoned with him. I felt like, okay, if that would affect his emotions, if it can, I once worked in a mental health hospital where a lady, a young Somalian lady, would always cover her mouth like this. When you're talking, she was a patient there. When you're talking to her, she would be like this, covering her mouth. Why are you covering your mouth? She will tell you her mouth stinks. Her mouth doesn't stink. If you check her bag, she's always with one big handbag. She can have like 8 different types of toothpaste and brush, all the electronic brush you can think about, or electric brush, sorry. She had them in her bag. This girl will brush and brush until her lips would cut open. All her gums are injured. She's seeing the dentist every day, every now and then, because of the trauma this child had been through, because of her trauma. As a child, when I was reading her profile and I read her story on her computer, and I saw that as a child, her mom would often say, you have a mouth odor, your mouth is smelling. Go and brush, your mouth is smelling, you have a mouth odor. The dad would come and say, what's smelling? Is your mouth again? Go and brush, your mouth is smelling. It got to a point that our siblings would laugh and make joke out of it. It got to a point that our friends would come to the house and hear the parents say that, and as soon as they have a fight with her, it's the first thing they will say to her, your mouth stinks, even your parents says it. Your kids believe in you so much. You are their number one role model. You are their number one fan, their number one person they believe in so much. So whatever you say to them means a lot to them. Don't say to your child, oh, Yeologo or Gonla. Don't say to your child, oh, no. Oh, a child stammers and the first person that laughs at the child is the mom. Where is your emotional intelligence? Don't do that. Don't joke about things like that. I don't say negative things to my children, and I don't allow anybody say it. I once had a guest in my house who said to my son, oh, you're not handsome. Even though he was joking, my son is a very handsome guy. So my last son, and he said, oh, you're not handsome. You're ugly, you're not handsome. They were just teasing each other and throwing banters. And this guy meant no harm. He jokingly said, you're not handsome, you're not. And a week later, I just saw my son looking at himself in the mirror all the time. He would look at himself in the mirror and say, Mom, I'm not fine. Uncle so said I'm not fine. Oh my God. I started to call him all the handsome names you can think about. I had to quickly switch that story, like, don't get it around your head. You are the most handsome guy I know on this earth. I started to hype him. I'm my children's number one hype person. Don't let anybody rubbish your children. Don't let people talk them down. Even if they are doing things that you don't like, talk to them, pray for them, keep it within your family. Don't let outsiders come and be pointing fingers and be saying things. Gone are the days when they say one person would give birth to a child, the community will raise the community will sexually abuse your children. That's what we have now. Life has changed. Things have evolved. A lot of demonic characters are on this earth now. Don't say, oh, the country will raise your children for you the way we used to be in the past. The society will raise your children. One person will have a child, the village will raise that child. Oh my goodness. The village are ready to sexually abuse your child. This is not general. I'm not saying it would always happen, but I'm telling you, people will smile with you and they're not even happy with the progress of your children. They are there. And you're thinking these are the people that will raise your children. Please raise your children by yourself. Keep them in your house. Talk to them. Advise them. Pray for them. If they are doing anything bad, stop talking about them everywhere. Go to the altar. Go and kneel down. Pray to God. If they need help, seek help for them. And you yourself, don't traumatize your children by yourself. Don't say things that they will never forget. I see mothers calling their children monster. A mother will look at the child and say, you are a monster because she's angry at the child. I will not use a word as simple as you are stupid. I will not say it, you are stupid, to any of my children. I will never. Any word that is negative, any word that will traumatize them, any word that will make them have sleepless nights, Any word that will make them think, oh, my best role model said this to me. There was a day we had a party in our house and we had a lot of boys around. And I said to a boy, come and take pictures. The boys were taking pictures. I said, come and take pictures. He went to my son's room to lock himself there. Why are you locking yourself there? He said, because I'm skinny. My mom says I'm skinny. I said, you are not skinny. You're very handsome. He said, oh, auntie, if my mom can call me skinny, she's the one that gave birth to me. She knows me very well. Then she wouldn't lie. My mom knows I'm skinny. I don't like taking photos because I'm skinny. I was like, this parenting, God will help all of us. God will help us. If a child is obviously skinny, why do I want to say to the child's head that you are skinny, you are skinny? If a child has mouth odor, this is how I will say it. Oh, let's go brush our teeth together. I will make it fun. See, there was a time my daughter was adding weight and my husband didn't like it. My husband was like, she's adding a lot of weight. Let's help her. She's adding weight. I was like, okay, don't say it that way. I don't like saying you're adding weight here. No, I don't want my child to be emotionally downcasted. I don't want her to be depressed. I don't want my child thinking there's something wrong with them. There's nothing wrong with this child. I was like, okay, this is how it works out for me. Rather than saying you are big or you are fat, go and lose your weight. No, I will put it this way. Do you know there's something called diabetes? I took her online, showed her, I was like, this person had diabetes, that person had diabetes. I told her how difficult it is to get it treated, how it can cost you money, how it can cost some people their lives. And I told her, I said, and it's not always bad choices of diet. I said, but bad choices of diet would worsen it sometimes and can lead to even something more serious. And then I showed her the kind of diet you should have, how you should. So our understanding weight gain from the perspective of health, that she wanted good health, she took it seriously and she started to watch her weight. And she lost so much weight by herself, even at age 12, by herself. Some parents would have gone, you are fat, you are big, you are this. Don't say that to your children. There was another child that told me, oh, my mom always calls me Obrekete. In Nigeria, my mom calls me Obrekete. They call me Agege bread. They said because I'm fat, they laugh at me. This child will cry her eyes out every now and then. I'm like, why are Nigerian parents like this? Why don't we understand these things? It is trauma for the child. Don't traumatize your children. And don't give your children to people to raise for you. Don't. It can make their life miserable when they grow up. It can, because they could have been abused in different ways that you're not even there. You don't even know. The grandma took her. In the case of Temitope Osoba, the grandma looked after her. But imagine the uncle trying to sexually abuse her. This is the grandma's brother or the grandpa's brother. Oh, she said it was her granddad's cousin. A man trying to sexually abuse a young child. A young child. Please, let's don't traumatize our children. Even when you are bringing people to your house, be careful who sleeps in your house. Be careful the family members that are male, that you just allow them in your house. I watch the house like a hawk. I don't want people that would come and abuse my children. Not even verbally. Don't say things that are negative. I never accept it. Somebody visited me, was saying, oh, calling my child, what was her name again? If you are watching this video, you know it's you. He was saying something about his head. I can't remember, calling him John Bravo. Was saying John Bravo. Even though he was joking, I went to him. I said, I don't call my children names. His name is so. Call him his name, please. We don't, in this house, we don't joke like that. Don't call children names. Don't joke and mock them and laugh at them. I don't see that because they're children. You think you can just say things as they're growing up. It kills their self-confidence. They lack that confidence and they become subject to other people. Like people just mock them, laugh at them, make them, ridicule them, and because you have done it in the house, they believe whatever they've been told outside. I hype my children, tell them they're the best, their skin is the best, they're the most handsome, the most pretty children. I don't care which other kid is pretty out there. As far as I'm concerned, my own, they are the prettiest. And I don't like my kids going to people, go and stay there 3 days, go and stay there. I don't like it because these days you can't even trust anybody. I'm telling you, you can't trust anybody. So I just wanted to bring this as you've seen in Temitope's interview with Biola Bayo, as you can see, all what she had talked about, that was the genesis of her pain, and she just became rebellious and resentful. And she said, if she was a man, she would have even been worse. How she wanted to stay in the club and be on the street. She didn't want to be with. She was upset. You understand? And I don't think they resolved that issue. I don't think they resolved it until, and that's why she goes about just yearning, looking for family, looking for somebody. Even though she has them in her mom's family and dad's family, but these were the people she thought caused her that pain and that trauma that she was going through. So she wanted anybody else but this family. I don't want these people. I only want anything else. Please, let's learn from this story. If you like this video, kindly like, share, and subscribe to my channel. If you have any experience at all, is it with your children? Is it with you? Is it a similar story? Or you have any perspective to what I've talked about today? Please kindly share. Kindly share. As you can see, this is unscripted. I'm just talking the way I feel. Kindly like, share, subscribe, put your comment down below, follow for more videos, give me a thumbs up, and please share your story. Thank you so much for today. I'll see you in my next video. Love you. Bye.